Hi everybody, Tex-Mex here. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today we're going to test out some target ammunition and I'm going to do it out of a couple of pistols. This is my Browning Buckmark. It is the field target. Let me just check here, make sure it's empty. It is topped with a Bushnell Trophy red dot. It's an older red dot, but it works well on this pistol. I've used this before many times and it's a very, very accurate little pistol. And also I have this Hammerli Trailside. This was the old Sig production because I think they were produced afterwards as the X-Esse as well. But this is also a wonderful little 22 pistol, and it is topped with a millet red dot, another older red dot. Now what I'll do right now is I will put up on the screen the different specs for both of these pistols. And what we're doing today is we're going to test out, let's see here, 6 different types of ammunition through both pistols. They're all considered match ammunition. So I have Federal Premium Target Gold Medal, Eley Target, the Aguila 22 Target Competition 40 grain, Match Eley, and Match 22 Norma, and then the one that's not necessarily a match ammo but is usually very consistent out of my firearms, which is the CCI Standard Velocity. I thought I'd throw that one in there just to check out the differences. We are here at 25 yards. I've got my target set up down there, and I also have this chronograph in between us because I'm going to chrono all these ammunitions as I shoot them through both the pistols. Obviously, because of the barrel difference, we're going to get a little bit of different velocity out of both of these pistols, but I'm just curious how well they do with these different target ammunitions and to see if there's one that either pistol prefers, and that way I know to sight the pistol in for that particular match ammunition. I plan to do a part 2 to this video at some point using my Tikka T1X and Ruger 1022 LVT, so I'm going to try these ammunitions and some other ones out of those as well to see how these do out of rifles, but today is the pistol test, so let me go ahead and get it set up. And what I'm going to do is for each of these ammunitions, these pistols are clean. I've cleaned them here recently, so just to season them for each ammunition, since we're not shooting that many, I don't think I'm going to have to clean them in between, but for whichever ammunition I use, what I'll do is I'll fire 10 rounds out of it first off camera to season the barrel with that particular type of ammunition, and then I will shoot 10 rounds at the target. We'll chronograph it, see how well it hits, and then rinse and repeat for the next one. I'll try the next ammunition. I'll shoot 10 rounds to season the barrel, and then 10 rounds on target. So let me go ahead and get the target set up, and we'll start shooting. So we're going to start with the CCI Standard Velocity. I've already seasoned the barrels of both of these pistols with 10 rounds. I am going to use my hands, I'm going to rest on this bag because I'm really going for accuracy here. And this one I'll shoot at the top right target. I know I'm shooting kind of fast. I'll slow down. I'm just having too much fun. That's 10 rounds with the standard velocity. And now we're going to try the CCI Standard Velocity out of the Trailside. I got so excited to start shooting, I didn't even chronograph the first shots out of the Buckmark. So from here on in, I'm going to go slower and start chronographing all of the shots. So here we go, and we'll start with 10 rounds out of the Trailside. Let's see what kind of speeds we get.
$964. 936.
Well, it did register. It just took a little bit.
$981. 956. 962. 990. 951. 957. 961. 952.
And that's 10 rounds. One nice thing about the chrono is that since I sit there and wait for the results, it sort of forces me to slow down a little bit. Well, let me go ahead and save these results and we'll start up the next round of ammunition. And now we're going to try out the Eley Target. It's the yellow box. I think the newer production is more of a gold looking box. We will start with the Browning Buckmark.
$950. 965. 962. 947. 968. 952. 966. 949. 910. 965.
Okay, that did fairly well. Although this is the ammunition I had that particular firearm sighted in for. So not surprising that it's hitting more on target. Okay, we've got our chronograph ready. Let's see how the Eley Target does out of the Trailside. Oh, we got the safety on. Did not register. It's connected. It said duplicate. Let's try that again. We only get 9 out of this one.
971.
Apparently the last one was 969, which was the duplicate from the Buckmark, so I just thought it was, I don't know. I'm surprised it didn't count it.
974. 970. 987. 971. 985. 979. 981. 985.
And that's 10 rounds. Let me go ahead and set up for the next ammunition. And now we are moving on to the Norma Match 22 long rifle. Already seasoned the barrel, so let me start with the Buckmark.
$976.
Oh, had a little issue with ejection there, just didn't fully eject.
$968.
Looks like that one cycled fine.
967. 949. 971. 955.
There we go.
981. 959.
Ooh.
947.
That one went off quick, but I was on target.
954.
And that's 10 rounds. And now the Norma match out of the Trailside. You know what? Let me make this dot a little bit smaller. There we go.
Nine 972. 974. 965. 953. 971. 947. 970.
There we go.
948. 964. 958.
And that is 10 rounds. Let's go ahead and set up our next ammunition. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for some inexplicable reason, I ended up shooting the trail side on the target on the left. I can zoom in on different targets, so you were watching the right target, but when I get here to the end, I'll have to show what I did. I think I was afraid of hitting my camera, so I shot a little more to the left, to the wrong target. But anyway, that being said, we're moving on to the Eley Match, the black box. We'll start off with the Browning Buckmark.
$979.
Okay. Let me check here why that one didn't register. Well, let's try the next one. It says duplicate, so I think sometimes when it thinks it's the same shot, it calls it a duplicate, but...
$960. 963. 972. 948. 954. 951. 932. 939.
Okay. And now we move on to the trail side with the Eley Match. Try not to hit my camera.
$984. 972. 992. 978. 975.
There we go.
983. 1002.
Ooh, a little fast.
991. 980. 987.
And that's 10. Let's set up the next ammunition. And now we're going to move on to the Federal Target. This is a 40 grain solid. Let's see how well the Federal does. We'll start with the Buckmark. Now I have been giving them time to cool off between shots. Obviously I don't want to have a hot barrel, other than just those few seasoning shots I do in the beginning. I let it cool off a little bit and then get ready for the test. Does it not load? Interesting. Let me put it on safe here real quick. Take a look at that round. Well, there's a strike on it. You can see there is right there. I'm going to put out the 12 o'clock position. There is a rim strike, but it didn't fire. So I don't know if it's just a dud. We'll just try it with the next 9 rounds and see if it has another issue.
$1,001.
Another problem? No, that just was a failure to load. Okay.
$1,035.
Oh, failure to eject. We need to run a swab through this just from that target ammo. Tends to have a little bit of wax coating on them sometimes. Makes the chamber sticky.
1018.
Yeah, looks like it loaded okay. Nope. It's a failure to extract. Interesting. Okay.
$1,026.
Again, failure to extract.
$994. 1,032. 1,002. 1,017.
That was the last one. It just seems that, I don't know if my chamber is getting a little gummy, but they were having issues extracting, and that last one did not hold back the slide. But other than that, it looks like it's hitting well. So let me save these results and we'll move on to the trail side. And now the Federal Target out of the trail side. Let's see if we have issues with this one. Starting to get a little brighter, so I need to turn up the brightness on my red dot.
$1,027. 1,014.
Ooh, I can see from here it doesn't like it.
1,011. 1,008. 1,018. 667. 1,012. 1,017. 1,018. 1,027.
Well, the Trailside cycled it without a problem, but speeds seem to be a lot more inconsistent. Anyway, let's set up our last ammunition. And our final ammunition for today, the Aguila 22 Target Competition. Let's see how this does. And as always, or as we have been doing, we'll start off with the Buckmark.
$996.
Okay, a failure to feed. Put that last one back in the magazine. We'll keep going.
$944.
Another failure. Oh, this was a failure to eject. Like, it almost got it out. If we have one more problem, I'll go ahead and spray out the chamber a little bit.
$942.
Okay, now it seems to be working fine.
$988. $980. $952. $944. $928. $932. $960.
I think I pulled that last shot just a little tiny bit. But other than that, seemed to do well. And now the Aguila Target Competition out of the Trailside. Guess it did not register that shot. Is it on? Okay, hold on, let me check here. Okay, I may have hit the settings button by mistake.
$962. $988. $990. $972. $987. $990. $993. $978. $971.
And that's 10. Only 9 on chrono though, but that's good enough. Let's go get our targets and see how we did. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with our target. Let's start taking a look at how we did. It looks like the CCI Standard Velocity, it did fine, not great, which is typical for the Standard Velocity. It does a little bit better than, say, a bulk pack or something of that sort. Very consistent shooting, but it's not match grade ammo. When you start getting to the match grade ammo, which is the Eley Target, which was one of the cheaper Eleys, like I said, my Buckmark was sighted in for that, so you can see it was pretty much hitting point of aim. Not a great group, but not bad. Not a bad little group there, except for these two that kind of fell out here to the left. It did hit relatively well. The Trailside about the same. A decent group, except one flyer up here, but all of these together aren't too bad. When it came to the Norma Match, my Buckmark really liked it a lot. I mean, it's basically one big ragged group except for this one up here, and it's not really a flyer, it's just a little bit further up. So that's a great group for the Eley, I'm sorry, not for the Norma Match 22. And I shot it at this one with the Trailside, also not bad. It had this one flyer up here, but other than that, it did very, very well. It got a decent little group there. Now, as far as the Eley Match, the Buckmark, once again, liked it a lot. That field target seems to like the Eley quite a bit. A good little tight group, except for a couple there on the right. And, you know, there's always going to be a little bit of user error in any of my videos. Unless you have a ransom rest and you're shooting it from some sort of a viced position, so you know that every shot is coming from the exact same position, there's going to be a little bit of user error. But all in all, not a bad little group. That Eley Match did well. With the Trailside also, kind of kept them tight, one a little bit further up here, but not a bad group out of the Trailside. Now, when it comes to the Federal Premium, even though it was having issue cycling, the Buckmark really liked it. I mean, that's a tight little group, so not bad out of the Buckmark. And also, these, I think the first two shots were these, where I thought, oh man, the Trailside hates the target. Had no malfunctions with the Trailside, but did have that flyer. The rest of the group, not bad, stayed relatively tight. And then the Aguila, you know, good. It was better than the CCI. Certainly competitive with the other match ammos. The Buckmark was okay with it. A couple of little, you know, I'm not sure I should really be calling these flyers, but a couple that fell a little forward high and to the right, but the rest kind of grouped here all together. And the Trailside didn't like it as much. It looks like the Trailside doesn't like this Aguila. It's a much more spread out group. I mean, this is, you know, 2.5 inch group. Potentially, oh no more, because there's this one up here, so this is 4 inch group probably. So yeah, the Trailside did not like it, and that is usually the lesson we learn when shooting our 22s, that when you have a 22 pistol or rifle, you got to try lots of different ammunitions out, see which one it likes the best, and then once you figure that out, you can start sighting it in for that particular ammunition. In this case, with the, let's see here, with the Buckmark field target, the Eley Target did okay, but the Norma Match did better, as did the Eley Match. Oh, and as did the Federal Premium. These three did all really well, so I would probably sight it in for one of these three, whichever I could get the most of at the best price. Even the Aguila did well, it's just these three were far and beyond the best. And as far as the Trailside goes, that's a tough one. It may be that I need to put some more rounds through that Trailside. CCI, the Eley Target, this was the Eley Match, because this was the Norma Match. I switched them around when shooting them. Both of these did relatively well. I'm really concerned about that flyer, but that may have just been one bullet that had a little deformation on it. Same thing with the Federal Premium Target. Good group except for one flyer. Aguila, not so good at all. So even with the Trailside, I would probably sight it in for either the Norma, the Eley Match, or the Federal Premium, because as far as those three, it had the tightest groups. So as always, a real fun video. I'm going to do this again here soon, hopefully within the next, I say soon, I only get out here every now and then. So hopefully within the next month or two, I'll come out here with some rifles, and I'll try some premium ammo through the rifles as well. I'll do the same thing, obviously at a much further distance, but where I season each barrel before each shot. I may even swab the barrels on that one between shots. Well, not between shots, between ammunitions, just to try to get the most accurate results possible. But either way, a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did, and I hope you're out there having fun, being safe, and I'll see you in the next video.